Hello, it's Concord Wind. Let's get right into the reason why you're watching this video, God's words. God says, when you suffer little constraint or hardship, it is good for you. If you were given an easy time of it, you would be ruined, and then how could you be protected? Today, it is because you are chastised, judged, and cursed that you are given protection. It is because you have suffered much that you are protected. If not, you would have long since fallen into depravity. This is not making things difficult for you intentionally. Man's nature is hard to change, and it must be thus for their dispositions to be changed. Today, you do not even possess the conscience or sense that Paul possessed, nor do you even have his self-awareness. You always have to be pressured, and you always have to be chastised and judged in order to awaken your spirits. Chastisement and judgment are what is best for your life. And when necessary, there must also be the chastisement of the facts coming upon you. Only then will you fully submit. Your natures are such that without chastisement and cursing, you would be unwilling to bow your heads, unwilling to submit. Without the facts before your eyes, there would be no effect. You are too lowly and worthless in character. Without chastisement and judgment, it would be difficult for you to be conquered, and hard for your unrighteousness and disobedience to be overcome. Your old nature is so deeply rooted. If you were placed upon the throne, you would have no idea of heaven's height and earth's depth, much less of where you were headed. You do not even know where you came from, so how could you know the Lord of creation? Without the timely chastisement and curses of today, your final day would have long since arrived. That is to say nothing of your fate. Would not that be even more in imminent danger? Without this timely chastisement and judgment, who knows how arrogant you would grow, or how depraved you would become. This chastisement and judgment have brought you to today, and they have preserved your existence. If you were still educated, using the same methods as those of your father, who knows what realm you would enter into. You have absolutely no ability to control and reflect upon yourselves. For people like you, if you just follow and obey without causing any interference or disruptions, my aims will be achieved. Should you not do better in accepting the chastisement and judgment of today? What other choices do you have? Amen. This is exactly what I needed to hear. This is exactly what I needed to read. These words, the timing is perfect. And what's crazy is even in the words it says this judgment is timely. Let's see if I can find that. Without this timely chastisement and judgment, who knows how arrogant you would grow or how depraved you would become. Without this timely chastisement and judgment. I found this passage randomly, but apparently it was arranged by God for me to find this passage, because guess what? The video just before this one is called Am I Arrogant? And it's an introspective video where I reflect on my disposition to see if I have arrogance. And I found that I had arrogance in my heart. And then these words, talking about how suffering is a protection from your corruption. It keeps you from growing too corrupt. And, it's so funny because I've been thrown up like crazy lately and I've been suffering so much. And, it's just crazy, the timing. Now I see that I have no reason to be arrogant, because the only reason I'm as humble as I am is because of my suffering, and it's God's protection. And that's what I've experienced. Because if I didn't have this suffering, I don't know, if I didn't have the prediabetes and this mark on my face, if I didn't have the suffering I have, who knows how arrogant I would grow, So God restrains my disposition, suppresses it, and keeps me as humble as I possibly can, given that I've changed and I'm saved. So the judgment and chastisement still have an effect on me and still keep me from, becoming too corrupt or whatever. So it's really amazing, So God is amazing. All glory and praise be to God, Almighty God. And so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. God bless or curse. whatever he wants. And goodbye.